Princess Ellie is the reason for all my pain, Nerissa declared. She was lying on the floor crying after the prince had left her without consummating their relationship again. Danica, Nerissa's lady's maid, sat with her. Why do you say that, my lady? Nerissa wept. He would never treat me like this in the past. No matter how busy he was, he would always find time for me. But these days, he keeps using his work as an excuse not to consummate the relationship. What's wrong with him? Danica wanted to help Nerissa. Miss, the prince clearly cares about you. I can see that in his eyes. How could he have a change of heart? Nerissa's eyes burned with rage. Maybe because the princess is so beautiful now. Maybe he has fallen for her. Danica wanted to be a good maidservant, so she decided to lie to Nerissa. You're the #1 beauty in all of this land, milady. There's no way the princess could outshine you. Nerissa clenched her fists in rage. Even so, it's all her fault. She did something to him. She must have cast a spell or something. What should we do, my lady? We have to fight back, Danica said. Nerissa schemed and grinned. We will. I have a plan. In another part of the castle, Ellie and Florence lay side by side in the dungeon. Neither could sleep. They were thinking about what was going to happen to them. Hearing some commotion down the hallway, Ellie shot awake. Her back hurt where she had been lashed. A wound had opened up again and bled. She needed to clean this and bind it up before it got infected. She was running out of time in every direction. The guards laughed, and then Stewardess Maggie showed up out of nowhere. She was carrying a whip. Ellie and Florence both jumped up as soon as they saw it. I heard the two of you wanted to kill Sir Rolf, she snarled. Florence whimpered, and Ellie shot an arm out to protect her. Stewardess Maggie, what is the meaning of this? I am still the princess. Maggie smirked. You're not my princess anymore. Ellie clenched her fists. She had saved a hero's life, and everyone was treating her like a murderer, but she wasn't going to let them get to her. She knew the truth. Maggie raised the whip and was about to bring it down when, Maggie, stop! Prince James strutted down the hallway. Ellie's heart was relieved. Earlier, she had planted doubt in his mind, exposing Nerissa's act of being a good and kind person. She had told him the truth, that Nerissa had tried to force-feed them rotten food. Apparently, her radical honesty had worked. Stop at once, he said coldly. Maggie looked up at him. Your Highness wants to teach the princess a lesson personally? That's great. James was not having it tonight. He was frustrated about not being able to consummate his relationship with Nerissa, whom he loved dearly. He was also plagued with doubts about how good and kind Nerissa really was. Every time he tried to make love to her, he only saw Ellie's face leering at him. I don't need to explain any of my actions to you, Maggie. Leave here at once. The prince had never spoken to Maggie like that before. She had raised him, and he loved her for it. But hearing his frustration, Maggie dropped the whip and made a run for it. Ellie watched as James glowered down at her. He picked up the whip and raised it over his head. If this landed on Ellie, her already whipped back would be exposed again and would take even longer to heal, if it ever did. Ellie flinched as he brought it down. It cracked through the air, but it didn't hit her. Ellie opened her eyes and saw he had hit the floor next to her instead, and he had done it on purpose. Florence began to cry. Your Highness, please let my lady go. She was trying to heal Sir Rolf, not kill him. Ellie sneered at James. Don't beg him, Florence. He doesn't deserve it. He'll know the truth when Sir Rolf wakes up. James grew silent. I want to know why you always sneer at me like that. Ellie threw her head back in pride. Why shouldn't I? You don't know how to distinguish right from wrong. You are blinded by desire. You don't even see how horrible people are around you. You hurt your own wife. You're not worthy of being a husband. James leapt forward, reaching through the bars, and grabbed her chin. Is that so? Well, you're not worthy of being a princess. Ellie knew what he wanted. He wanted to see her beg for mercy, but she was getting sick of playing this game. She decided that she would tell him the one thing he wasn't expecting to hear, that she wanted a divorce. Ellie knew he wouldn't actually seriously consider it, but it would scare him. If Ellie asked for a formal divorce and started telling people that he was a bad husband, The people of the kingdom would finally see him for what he really was, a monster. They would look down upon him, and his standing in the kingdom would be ruined. Ellie stared at him with stubbornness and pride. "Since you hate me that much, why don't you just divorce me?" As Ellie expected, his jaw dropped. "What?" "Just divorce me. I'm so tired of being under your constant punishment and abuse." James was shocked. "So you don't want to be a princess? You don't want all that power that comes with it?" "No," Ellie said simply. James couldn't fathom anyone giving up this role so easily. "So what, you found another man or something?" "Yeah, something like that," Ellie replied coolly. James was infuriated by her words. "Don't play hard to get with me. I won't fall for this act. Even if you have found another man, it has nothing to do with me. As long as you're out of my sight, I couldn't care less what you do." "Fine. Then give me a divorce letter, or else I'll go to the palace and ask the king, your uncle, for one myself. Then I won't ever appear in front of you again. I'll be gone from your world forever." Ellie knew bringing up the divorce would stump James. He thought the world revolved around him, and every woman wanted to be with him, including her. This is why he bullied her so much. James was stunned. He had never even imagined she would say things like this before. If this was the case, he couldn't let her go. He would just continue to torture her. James was like a bully who would get his way, one way or another. "You can't just walk around here doing whatever you want. You don't deserve a divorce. I won't even entertain the idea." Ellie knew that's what he would say. He really was like a child. He was also playing right into her hand. "You're ruthless," she spat back. "I'm ruthless? What about your family? Your father killed my parents in cold blood during the rebellion. I will never let the daughter of my mortal enemy leave my sight." Ellie was taken aback. Was this true? The prince had mentioned her father being his enemy before, but he had never said why. Now she finally had some answers. But had her father really killed his parents? Is this why he tortured her so much? "What do you mean by my father killing your parents?" James drew closer to the cell bars. "You heard me right. Your precious father. I saw him the moment he cut my mother down." Ellie's mind whirred. All her memories were melding together. There was a rebellion against the late king, but who knows what had gone on during that time. Nobody ever spoke about it now. If they did, they were taken away by the current king's guard. It was forbidden to talk about. Ellie had absolutely no way of knowing if her father was actually involved or not. Not to mention, she wasn't even alive at that point. Even if that really happened, it happened before I was ever born. Why are you punishing me for something that I didn't even know happened? You're not innocent. None of your family is. You all have the same Eden blood in you. You are all disgusting.